kind of an interesting idea about how so much of the time one of the big challenges we have is we can sort of divorce theology away from life. We separate those two, and once we separate theology from life, and life becomes completely a scholastic exercise, eventually theology sort of calcifies and it sort of drifts away, because real religion should actually, most of the time, while theology is good, most of the time real theology should be guiding exactly how we do our lives in big ways and in small. And I want to read for you a little bit about that. And this is one where we're getting warned about this from a Christian New Church perspective, and this is from the book Secrets of Heaven 2371. And it's talking about when the church kind of dissipates, and think of the church in our own heart. This is where we start to get off track. Here it says, that's because acts of neighborly love have disappeared entirely from life and banished these ideas from theology. So it's not only just we stop doing it, so we stop even thinking about it, we stop even considering it. So here's a remedy to kind of keep us on track in terms of when that thought isn't even occurring. We live in a world that is so consumed by what you want. I mean, the whole internet thing is based on what you want, and not only based on what you want, but how you can get it very quickly without any reflection, without any patience, without any of that. It's just like this instantaneous thing. I mean, who doesn't like Amazon? I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who don't, but boy, it's super convenient. Literally, I can think something that I need, press a few buttons, and it'll be waiting for me at home when I get back from work. Pretty easy, pretty incredible. But that creates its own racket. And one of the problems is, friends, is that when we really just focus on what we want, we kind of have religion up here, it's sort of tucked away, it's just theology, it's not really, it doesn't really impact our life. We can allow our culture that we're in, to really just keep us focused on what do you want, what do you want, what do you want, what do you want? And that's you got to be so careful with that, right? Are there times to ask that? What do you want? Yes. Are there times to respond to that? Yes, absolutely. Are there times where we can give somebody what they want? Absolutely. But we never want to take that too far. I was thinking, there's a great movie, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and so many of those kids, aside from little Charlie, they are all like these selfish, bratty little kids who just wanted what they want, and they had parents who went right along with it. And imagine those kids in the day of the internet. They'd be having a field day because it's all right at your fingertips. And the sad part is we don't even question that anymore. We really believe life is about individual choice and about accumulating the things that I want around me. And we never actually back up to ask the question, well, what is it that I should want? And more importantly, what is it that I should do in this situation? So really make time, again, with this mindset, be aware of that mindset and don't let it become just sort of an unconscious, robotic response to the world. Yeah, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? But really sometimes think too, well, what is it that I should want? What is it that I should want? And it may take you a minute to come up with that. It certainly does for me. And more importantly, even than that, is what should I do? What should I do in this situation? Regardless of what I want to do, what should I do in this situation? How should I act? What would be the appropriate thing to do? How can I serve other people? Really great questions, and keep coming back to that. Spending some time with my brother. And we were talking about my grandfather. I was blessed with a wonderful grandfather on my mother's side, both sides, but I knew my mom's dad much better. And, he was a man who had a vacation property down at the shore. And I remember him lecturing me in a very kind way. It wasn't a lecture, it's probably the wrong word to use because he wasn't that kind of scold. But Grandpa was saying, yeah, this shore house here, we have this because it performs a use. We have this because family can use it, friends can use it. And that was his whole point. It wasn't just, I want a shore house for me because I deserve a break and I deserve this and I deserve that. No, it was really about how he could have this thing that he could actually use for other people. Because we can have those nice things, right? But it's all about the usefulness. It's so much the point of Christian New Church theology. It's what's your end in view? What are you really trying to do with this? What's the point? And if it's merely for personal accumulation, for personal gain, so you can somehow edify your own personal desires, probably not that healthy for you in the long run. It's like eating a bunch of candy. Tastes good for a little bit, long run, not so good. What we want to do is keep on thinking to greater things. So friends, may you have a day thinking of those greater things, not just thinking about what you want, but thinking about what you should want, what you should do. How can this serve a purpose? And even if you're stuck a little bit on something, think about how can this serve? Like this thing that I have, how can I actually use it to help others today and help others throughout the week? Very basic core theology, but one I think we need, especially in an era where we spend so much time just focused on what we want, and we never even question that anymore. And we think we need to get back to questioning that a little bit, if I could be so bold. So, friends, hopefully that all makes sense. And what we're going to do now, as we always do at New Church Live, is we come in for a real soft landing here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a breath. We're going to offer a little prayer, a little meditation, and we'll say hi to folks on Facebook. So with that, dear friends, let's get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's give a little cheery hello to folks here. Say hi to everyone. All righty. All right, Linda, good morning to you, and I hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, let's flip over to New Church Live's page. See who might be joining us over there. Yeah, and it's just kind of fun with theology. I mean, it's always good to come back to the basics. I'm maybe just speaking for myself, but boy, I know that they are very helpful to me to just keep coming back to first things first. No comments over there. So